Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois, and it's time for another live stream. Today is Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. Hopefully, you guys are doing okay. I literally got out of the shower, made myself a cup of coffee, and I made it, I think, on time today. Unlike yesterday, I was a little bit late. Sorry about that again. But we're here now. Let's say hi to everyone listening in on the podcast on the audio only version. Hopefully, you guys are out there having a good run. Weather out here in Crystal Lake is nice, although I got a little bit of a later start, so it was a little bit warmer than I would have loved, but I got some miles in the Ultra Vanish Carbon. I persist that is the most underrated shoe of the year. I predicted that it would be the most underrated shoe of the year, and I think it is now the most underrated shoe of the year. I'm not saying it's the best shoe of the year, but I think the delta between what people think of it, how many people are sleeping on it, and like how good the shoe is, it's pretty big. Or I guess that both are high. Maybe the delta not. I don't know. You guys know what I mean. I had a good time out there. Hopefully everyone running and listening is having a good time too. And everyone watching this on YouTube later after the fact, welcome. Hopefully you guys are having a good time putting those dishes away, getting that laundry folded, or just getting ready for the next day, whatever it is you're doing. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. What'd you guys do for running today? Live runner, give me some help. He says, yo, what's going on? Today's Wednesday, August 31st, in case I need the cue card. That is helpful. But you know what I just noticed? Right up here, not where you could see, but right above it on my interface that I look at, it actually says the title of the live stream. And since I always put the date and the day, I could just look at that. So I figured it out. I'm figuring it out. But I need help. I think I need visual. And in case, no matter where I look, I need something that has that date information on it. Runner Wills here says, hello, everyone. Hope your day is going well. What's going on, Will? And Martha says, hi, everyone. Hated to miss the live stream yesterday, but we had plans to meet friends for lunch down valley, as they say over there. Eliza says, hi, co-fam. It was downpours this morning for the hill workout. I kept wringing out water from my top and short. Oh, boy. I ran in the rain the other day. It was a light rain. I was worried that I might get some lightning and thunder, but it wasn't too bad. It was very far in the distance. But it's been a long time since I've run in a downpour. I just feel like, I don't know. Don't feel like it's rained that much, at least not here in the Midwest anyway. So if you got rain in Liza, hopefully it's rain that was good and stuff that you guys needed. Unlike there's a lot of places in the world where they're just getting too much water. I don't know it's been a problem. Jonathan Crossley says, happy Wednesday. For his workout Wednesday, he had shorter intervals on the rower, 6 times 500 meters, 2 minutes rest, definitely tough. 500 meters on the rower seems like it's got to be far, right? That's not a 2-minute thing. That's got to be real long, right? Mark Peterson says, yo, Yoko, Tracksmith 5000 Part 2 tonight in St. Paul. A little hope for me running faster than the first one, but it'll be fun anyway. You'll be in good company. I know that Dakota Lindworm's going to be heading out there, trying to break 16. And then I just saw something, a post this morning on Instagram. Annie Frisbee's going to be going out there tonight as well. I don't know what her time goals are, if any, but she's going to be out there too. I don't know if Ben Johnson's going to go. He went to the first one. I think he was shooting for sub 16 as well. Whatever he was doing, he didn't finish. He got 2/3 of the way through and then pulled out. I'm not sure what happened. I don't think he got hurt, but I think it was bad enough that he didn't want to complete the race. So I think he'll be out there too. I don't know where. It's in St. Paul. So that's going to be far from that crazy Taco Bell. Because I feel like that's the opposite direction, right? The crazy Taco Bell is northwest of Minneapolis, and St. Paul's is east of Minneapolis, right? If I'm remembering it. I don't know, but it'd be fun. I mean, I feel like I wish Minneapolis were closer, so I could go. Sean Devlin says, hi everyone, with a wave, easy 5 on the trails today. Pretty relaxing. That's nice. I had a relaxing run yesterday on some trails. So hopefully yours was as relaxing as mine was. JC says, good morning, afternoon, and evening, Kofusians. Good to see you, JC. Steve Ehrenberg says, will you be reviewing the Rebel 3? I think it might be my next shoe. I will. This morning I tried to do some shoe shopping, but I ran into some roadblocks. So I ended up buying 0 shoes this morning. One shoe that I thought about buying was I was going to buy the Rebel version 3. It's not out yet. I thought it was supposed to be a September 1 release. I think it's a September 9 release. I think it's a little bit later. And then I tried to order some New Balance Fresh Flow More version 4s. Running Warehouse has them back ordered to September 29th. They're not on the New Balance website yet. And then Roadrunner Sports only has the cobalt blue color, and I just don't like that color. And I don't. They're taking pre-orders now too, because that shoe doesn't come out till tomorrow, I think. So I couldn't get that shoe today either, or I didn't buy that shoe today either. And then the other shoe that I was thinking about was, we talked about the Streak. Is it yesterday we talked about the Streak Fly? And I was like, I got this 5K coming up. I got a couple more workouts left. I should really try out the shoe. And I was going to try to buy it. Running Warehouse is like out of my size, unless I want to, because they had some on sale, like for $130. All of the ones that are on sale, they're out of my size. There's a full price one for like a light green, I think, color that I didn't really want to get. And then Roadrunner Sports didn't have any in my size either. So those are like the two main places that I look to buy shoes online. And then Nike only had it at full price. I really wanted to get I was hoping that there'd be a proto version, the all white one. But that's going to be expensive on StockX. So like over 3 on shoes. So I ended up just buying no shoes today. But I will eventually review the Rebel 3. Just not right away. I think it might take me a while to get to it. So we'll see. Martha's got a rest day today after 10 by 400 at the track. Nice. Fixing lunch. I knew I was way too hungry to watch one of these. Nice. Hope we have a good lunch. Regan Dugan just finished some intervals in the heat. Currently sitting in an ice bath until the legs go numb. That's nice. I was just watching a Philly Bowden vlog, and she had done a track session, a monster track session, 2K interval to start, and then 3 sets of 6, 4, 3, 2. My goodness. And it was super hot. She said it was 28 degrees Celsius. I have no idea what that translates to, but she said it was hot, and so I believe her. And after the session, she had this cooler because she wanted to have a smoothie for right afterwards. And the cooler had 2 like ice packs in it, like pretty big size ice packs. And she put one on the front of her sports bra and one in the back. And I was like, well, that'll do it. That'll cool you down. That's pretty funny. So I was like, that's hilarious. I don't think no matter how hot I am, I don't think I could put one of those like directly on my skin for a long time. It would just be too much. I think it would hurt. I don't know. But, it was a hot day. So maybe if I got that hot too, I could do it. I don't know. JC said, finally got back to the track last night after 2 weeks away and dodged the rain. All right. Win-win. Win-win. 1HP's got a 6x1K workout planned for tonight. Ooh, that's a big one. Hopefully the rains hold out here in Western New York. Or, as long as it's not like storming, some rain might help on a workout like that. I don't know. Moto said, just had the best fettuccine Alfredo for lunch. Going with the Michael Scott running approach that I see. Duke BB said he tried on the Fresh From More version 4 today. Snug upper with a plush midsole. Feels really good. I still have not gotten that one on feet yet. I guess I should have tried one on when I was at Running Warehouse. But I was like, I'll get one soon. It's coming out soon. And now I'm like, oh, I'm so impatient. I wish I had it now. But I'm really looking forward to that one. And Hurley Thornton did an easy 6 around the hood today. No rain this morning in the ATL. That's nice. I feel like it's been really hot for you guys, though. So, does the rain in Atlanta, does the rain in the summer help? Or does that just make it, does that just load more humidity into the air? I feel like when I've been to Florida in the summer and it rains, and it rains every day because the humidity is just so great. There's like a brief moment afterwards where it's pleasant, and then it's just the water is evaporating off of every surface, and now it's extra humid. But is that how it is in Atlanta too? I don't think I've been to Atlanta in this. I'm trying to think. I've been to Atlanta a couple times. I don't think I've been in the summer. I'm not sure. Mark Peterson does say that Ben Johnson is on the heat sheets. I'll have to send him a message. Yeah, wish him some good luck. And Adam says for 500 meters on the rower is 2 minutes or less for a strong rower. So for me, it would take 4 or 5 minutes probably. I don't know. Jonathan says that for me, the 500 meter intervals are under 2 minutes. So it's short, but quick and intense. All right. So it's like an even on off. Okay. It sounds very rigorous. Are you guys liking the rower? Jonathan, you like the rower? I think Innes has a rower too. I hear Chris Chavez talk about it all the time. The hydro, that thing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would like that. I just feel like I would hurt my back doing it somehow. Mm. Shannon says, "Hi, Co. It looks like everyone's telling you about their runs. I ran. It sucked. I chose to do this. Why?" I saw you had. Was that the run? I saw you just did some kilometer repeats. Was that it, Shannon? I thought I saw it on Strava. That's a tough workout. See, I feel like though I'm like having, now that I'm training for a 5K in the summer, I much prefer 5K training in the summer heat to marathon training in the summer heat. Even though I know that's gonna kind of mess me up for Chicago, and I know a lot of you guys are training for Chicago or even New York or London, or Berlin. Oh, I can't talk, or Berlin. But like, I just don't think I don't think I want to spend my summers like very heavily marathon training anymore. I'm just maybe I'm a fair weather runner, but I'll do track repeats. I'll do faster stuff, kilometer repeats, maybe some mile repeats, but like even that like I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining now cuz I'm not in like, good marathoning shape, but some of those marathon workouts just seem impossible right now. I like the shorter stuff right now. Fredo says, "What's up, everyone? I saw the Saucony Pro 3s earn the #1 spot, best race day shoes from Believe in the Run. Are they that good?" People are asking me that. So I posted a couple of things on the Endorphin Pro 3, and I think my video will probably go out. What's today? Thursday. Tomorrow's going to be the Koros Vertex 2 video, and then so probably Friday, probably Saturday will be my video on it. But I've been posting some teasers on Instagram and stuff, and everyone's like, "Is it really that good? Is it as good as the hype?" And I'm like, in what scenario would I say no to that? You know what I mean? It's like, no, we're all lying. We're all collectively lying as an industry. It's like, it seems like a strange question, but I guess I know like what people are saying is like, I think what people are kind of asking is it okay to get excited about how good this shoe is? And I would say it's really good. I'm not sure that I like it more than the Adios Pro 3. I mean, I'm a huge, like, I love, as much as I dislike what Adidas is doing with their daily trainers, Ultra Boost, even like what they're doing with the Boston, and then like Solar Boost and stuff, as much as I dislike that stuff, I love what they're doing in the race shoes. Takumi Sen 8, I don't know if there's an update coming to that, but the Adios Pro 3, like, I'm more excited about the Adios Pro 3 than I am about the Endorphin Pro 3. But the Endorphin Pro 3, to me, finally takes that shoe from being, and I did my long run in it the other day, finally takes that shoe from like, this is a great marathoner's workout shoe, but it's more of a half marathon racer's shoe. It takes it to like, okay, yeah, you can run marathons in it too now. It's soft enough. I wish it would be a little bit squishier. Or if Saucony made something in between the Endorphin Speed and the Endorphin Pro, I think that would be my ideal for my preferences marathon shoe. But it is really good. I mean, it's still a very good time to be a runner because that shoe is better than it's ever been. I feel like they've kind of figured it out a little bit, and made it maybe less pro, but definitely more accessible for like average people. Another funny thing that someone mentioned in the comments to me the other day was someone was like, I posted something on Instagram about the Endorphin Pro 3, and they were like, I don't know, that looks like way too much cushion for me. I'm 136 pounds, and so like I don't think I need that much cushion. And I was like, Googling it real quick, and I'm like, did you know Jared Ward is exactly your weight, give or take a few ounces, and he's heavily involved in the testing and design of this shoe. So I just think it's pretty. It's interesting the takes on the Endorphin Pro 3. I feel like there's a lot of people that are like they want to believe. You know, they're like got their Fox Mulder. Um, they got their Mulder poster in the I want to believe in the background. And so like people are like, can I believe? Yes, you can believe. It's really good. And then there's people that are like waiting to hate on the shoe and they're like, can I trash it yet? And I'm like, no, you can't. You can't trash it because it's actually really good this year. It was really good last year. It was just too firm for marathoners. Most marathoners, I think. But yeah, it's good. I wouldn't give it the number one spot, but it's definitely really good. And when she says tomorrow's still the Noblesse and the Magic Speed 2 release, right? That's my understanding. Someone mentioned that the Magic Speed 2 release date got pushed. No one's told me. I haven't got any. I haven't double checked on it, but no one's been like, "Hey, just so you know, in case people ask you from A6 about that," you know. So as far as I know, both of those come out tomorrow. So tomorrow, I think, if I've got it right, is going to be Magic Speed 2, Nova Blast 3, Fresh Foam More version 3. I think those are the shoes that come out tomorrow. And then I think the Rebel version 3 comes out like a week later. Unless I got that wrong somehow. It's very possible that I've got that wrong. But that's my understanding. At least in the US. I think in the UK, the Fresh Foam More version 4 has already been out. The UK has been getting everything before the US, which is frustrating. But, you know, I don't know. The runners in the UK, you guys are run crazy. So it's not lost on you guys. You know what I mean? You guys know what you're getting. You guys are appreciating it. So it's like, okay, you know, at least runners that are going to love those shoes are getting them. So, you know. Ooh, Matt Byer says, I got a notification this morning from Roadrunner Sports that my Magic Speed 2s are back ordered. Should ship on 9/8 unless there are more delays. Oh, yeah. I'm wondering, because like I think that's what's going on, not with Roadrunner Sports, but with Running Warehouse. That's what they're saying something similar with the Fresh Foam More version 4. So now I'm really regretting that I didn't put in my order like last week when I had it in the cart and ready to go. And I was like, I'll be able to get them later. I just didn't like the idea that the Fresh Foam More version 4 or Magic Speed 2 would be back ordered is pretty wild to me. That's awesome, I think. Unless it's a situation where they just didn't have that many to begin with, which also could be the case this year in 2022. But I mean, I think that ultimately kind of bodes pretty well for the industry. You know, it's saying that some of these more like niche shoes are selling out, which means that like hopefully they'll make more investment into these kind of like niche categories of shoes that people will get excited about. So there's more runners. There's more runners needing different kinds of shoes. So I just think that there's more units to be pushed. Make more kinds of shoes. Make more innovations. People will get excited. People will pay for it, you know. Scott said that Nike had the Streakfly on sale. You know, it's not on sale now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait. But I feel like, you know, if I wasn't going to get it today, I'm probably not going to review it because like after September 10th, that's my 5K. I'm not going to need a 5K, 10K shoe. So I was thinking about, well, should I pick up the New Balance Pacer, the SE Pacer? And I'm like, I'm not going to need it in 2 weeks because after that, I'll just use my marathon training shoes because I might do some stuff at 5K pace, but I won't be doing, and I'll do some strides, but I don't need a special shoe for strides. I can do strides in whatever shoe, but so like yeah, it was kind of like if there's one that's for sale right now, I'll pick one up. But otherwise, I don't know. Sean says, Kofuzi, did you happen to listen to the new Ritual episode with Ken Rideout? Such a good one. Really hit home for me. We talked about having run 10 miles every day. Local guy too. Yeah, Ken Rideout. He's an interesting guy. I've listened to him on the Morning Shakeout podcast a couple of times. He's super intense. He's the guy, right? If I'm wrong, I think he's the guy that was super pissed off at the guy that like beat him at the World Masters Championship for the marathon in London, right? The guy like lined up in a different spot. Ken's like, I just want to be able to take someone on head to head. The guy's like super intense. Yeah. Bridget Flannery giving me an update on 28 degrees Celsius. 28 degrees Celsius is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the one I always can remember. Yeah, that's going to be the only one that I can remember now, too. I can remember, 0 and 32, 100 and 212, 28 and 82. Those are the conversions I'll remember. I wonder, are there any other palindromes like that in Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion? That's amazing. Irixi, AirYxi. Irixi says, "Hey, Co, how does a 4-foot pod feel on the Nova 3 versus the Nova 2? I feel like standing in it, it feels very similar. It feels like a Nova Blast through and through. But once you start running on it, I just feel like that FF Blast Plus foam is just far superior to FF Blast. And it gives just a really nice compression response. So you're getting that nice squish and release throughout the midsole. So like you're getting it in the midfoot, in the forefoot, there's still plenty there. And it makes it really lively and a lot of fun to run in. So I'm really excited that you guys are going to be able to start running in this shoe too. I know I've been talking it up like crazy. You guys have been watching that video like crazy too. It's probably been my best performing video this year, my Nova Blast 3. And yeah, it's really good. But I don't know how, but they figured out a way to make it still pretty stable in the heel as well. So like version 1 was really squirrely. I loved it, that about it. But it didn't feel quite as fast, because of that extra squishiness. No Blast 2 got firmed up a little bit. Took a little bit of the excitement out of it for me too. But still a great shoe. And the Nova Blast 3, kind of best of both worlds. So it's really good. All right, I'm going to scroll all the way down because I know I'm way behind you guys in the chat. Sorry about that. All right. Luis Becerra says, "What up, fam?" Looks like Dr. Josh is here too. Oh, here we go. What's up, Josh? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. All right. Oh yeah, Adam says another Celsius to Fahrenheit easy to remember is -40. It's the same in Celsius and in Fahrenheit. Oh, and Crossley says 16 is 61. All right, 16, 61, 28, 82. That's why we need to get rid of either Fahrenheit or Celsius. It's bonkers. It shouldn't exist like this. This doesn't make sense. -40 is the same in both. 16 and 61, 28 and 82. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds made up. But all right. Cool. Wilfredo says that if we're talking about rain and humidity and stuff, he said any rain along the Gulf Coast raises the temperatures about 10 degrees. It does? That seems counterintuitive. I don't know about that. That stinks. Oh, man. Sean says, all of the American units are wrong except Fahrenheit. 100 degrees is what it feels like. 100 of something. I agree. I think that like the only thing I don't like about Celsius for temperatures is that like it's not like specific enough. Because like in like low 60s that kind of means something. High 60s that means some things too. In Celsius it's going to be like today's going to be 23 degrees. Tomorrow will be 22. There's no ranges. It's like very precise. They're like each degree is so big. I feel like I don't know. Dr. Josh says, I was in Orlando this past weekend and almost died of the heat and humidity. Yeah. I continue to not know how people that live in like very humid areas do it. Regan Dugan says, can confirm living on the Gulf Coast stinks. I mean, I feel like living on the Gulf Coast is great except for running. The running's not as weather-wise. But then you get really nice winter running temperatures, right? So I don't know. All right. Steve 76 says we should just all use Kelvin. No, I don't think so. Ken Fapp is back. He says, first live stream I've caught in a while. Been watching while weightlifting or doing core work. I keep wanting to respond to the conversations. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, you see, I'll have to add that to like the list of activities that people might be doing when watching the streams, but not live. All right. So Ken, I'll give you a special shout out tomorrow. Good to have you back in the live stream today. All right. Lou Boy says, by the way, I know someone that said the BPN field bars were good. Ordered both of their plant-based ones. Not good, but the salted watermelon electrolyte is fire. Sorry, I garbled that. I had a hard time spelling that out. By the way, I know, Lou Boy says, by the way, I know someone said the BPN field bars were good. Ordered both, I still can't do it. Ordered both of their plant-based ones, and they were not good. But salted watermelon electrolyte is fire. I do like salted watermelon. I would never put salt on a watermelon to eat it in real life. But when you talk about drinks, it sounds great together. See, salted caramel, I'll eat salt on caramel. That sounds delicious. But like salt on watermelon just sounds like, what the heck are you doing? But if you say that's the flavor of this beverage, I'm like, ooh, that sounds tasty. All right, well, it's even better if there's a strong disagreement in opinion about the field bars. So I didn't order them yet, but I'll have to make sure. I didn't order the Oxit spray either for these cables. So we'll have to do it. Yeah, Rainrunner says, excuse me, salted watermelon electrolyte? Yum. It sounds good, right? Yeah. Martha says, my mother used to put salt on watermelon. I never tried it. Yeah. The only thing I ever put on fruit was like sugar on strawberries. Well, I used to put sugar on grapefruit too, like when I was younger. The other day when I was at my mother-in-law's house, my niece was over there. I think she's 12 or something like that. She's sitting down to a bowl of strawberries and an equally large bowl of sugar. And I remember you would just take the sugar and kind of shake it on top, right? Just put a little bit of sugar in there. She would take a strawberry and she was chocolate dipping the strawberry, but with sugar, the entire strawberry. So it was just a caked layer of sugar on it and just taking bites out of it. And I was just that's a lot of sugar. But, I bet it was really good. I bet you it was tasty. Al H says tagine on fruit is so good. I don't know. I've never tried. I'll have to try that maybe sometime. I'm not convinced that that's good. I don't know. Something about it just makes me feel like it's gonna make my stomach hurt later. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Mark says, I think my wife, I love how you're not sure about this. I think my wife puts feta or goat cheese on watermelon. Yeah, I know people put watermelon in salads and stuff with cheeses, and I'm I don't know. I'm like, did you grow watermelon? Do you have too many? Is that what's going on here? Now you got to start putting in stuff just to eat it before it goes bad? Because I don't understand why you would do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. But Mark, I think you're going to need to get a little bit more. I think we're going to need to get some confirmation that it's not goat cheese. Feta makes a little bit of sense. I mean, maybe if you have a balsamic glaze on it and add a little honey too. I don't know. Some walnuts. I don't know. I'm trying to envision a scenario where I would like watermelon with something savory. I'm having a very hard time. Can you get more detail from your wife on this? I need to know more. I need follow up. Dr. Josh says watermelon sugar low. 1HP said grilled watermelon is nice too. Yeah, see, I just feel like all you guys just grew watermelons this year and you got too many. Because I don't know that I'd want to do that either. I've grilled peaches before. I only like to grill peaches when the peaches are too hard to eat, when they're not fully ripe yet. Because if you've got a good ripe peach, you should not do anything to it except eat it. That's my opinion. Tony Macias says tagine is amazing on fruit. Okay, maybe I'll have to get some. We'll have to do that for a mukbang. And Mark Peterson's going to get the details on this watermelon and cheese. It's funny. It's funny. Raynor says today's live stream fruit talk. I mean, that's so what's funny is I schedule the live stream for YouTube, and I have to put in like a description, and I put in like what I think we'll talk about. And then when I actually upload the audio to Anchor, so it gets pushed out to like Apple Podcasts and stuff, I'll put in the description what we did talk about. So it's definitely going to be fruit. What about fruit? 1HP wants to know what about grilled pineapple? Grilled pineapple is good. But in what scenario is pineapple not good? I'm a big fan of the pineapple on pizza. I love pineapple raw. I like it. Oh man, those Dole frozen things. What are those called? And it's just like a slushy frozen with pineapple chunks in it in the shape of a bar. Like that's just absolutely delicious. Yeah, pineapple is a magical fruit. It's just so good. That's the best fruit. I mean, yeah. I guess people get tattoos of lots of fruits on themselves, but people put tattoos of pineapples on them. That's pretty common, I feel like. I feel like the pineapple also has the secondary thing where it's associated as a symbol of prosperity and stuff like that. But there's a reason why, because it's such a good fruit. So it's so delicious. I don't know. I'm a big fan of pineapple. Eric says, hey, what's going on, Eric? He says, ducking in before office hours start. Just back from a farm visit with my class. Always fun. Cheers. Well, that sounds like a good field trip day. LH, he's in the pro pineapple pizza party. Yeah. I just feel like if you haven't had pineapple on pizza that you've liked, I think that like just having like the cheese and pineapple is weird. You got to have something salty with it too. So I don't eat meat anymore, but like get like really crispy bacon or Canadian bacon on it. Either one. So salty stuff. So you get like a salty sausage. Basically, just get some ham on there, and then the pineapple, and then it balances out really nicely. So if you don't like it, get something salty in there too. That's what you'll do. Hillary says, headed to the fridge for some fruit. Wednesday mukbang. You know what I had today? So today, just to bring it full circle, the original description for today's live stream was that I did the suburban brick. Matt Chittum talked about it yesterday in the podcast that I listened to as a suburban double, but I think brick is more appropriate because you're doing it you're stacking it one right after the other. He's talking about doing a speed workout and then like immediately don't change clothes. I did change shoes, go into mowing the lawn, and I did that today. And every time I do it, it's a mistake because like 2/3 of the way through the lawn mowing, I just feel like quitting because like my blood sugar gets low and I'm too thirsty and I'm bored. It's about half hour in at that point, and I'm just bored and I don't like doing it anyway. I didn't do the edging today either, so it looks like I totally half did the job, but I ran out of time. But anyway, as soon as I came in, we had just bought a whole bunch of grapes yesterday. I don't normally like to eat grapes or buy grapes, but my kids love them. So I bought a whole bunch of them. And I opened the fridge and I'm like, I want grapes. And I just like shoveled grapes into my mouth for a while. I was like, I can't get enough of these. So I think it's just a matter of timing. But yeah, that was really, really good. Rainwater says, I love pineapple on pizza with some pepperoni and jalapeno. That sounds like a good combo. I just bought vegetarian pepperoni. Let me tell you what, it's not great. Pepperoni is one meat that I very much miss, especially because I love it on pizza. Because I think it does many really good things for a pizza. One, it's salty, so it brings like a nice saltiness that I think balances out the sweetness of a tomato sauce. And then it also adds a good texture component, because if it crisps up a little bit, it becomes a little bit of a different texture other than like a lot of cheese. The third thing it does is as it cooks, it releases a lot of its oils into, and just basically more fat into the pizza itself. And sometimes that oil will sink all the way down into the bottom underneath the crust and add a little bit of extra crispiness to your pizza crust. So it does a lot of good things for pizza. I bought some vegetarian pepperoni and it was not good. It kind of tasted like pepperoni, and it did have a little extra fat in there, so it kind of did that too, but it didn't crisp up at all. It was kind of like one time I took like an Impossible brat and sliced it up, cooked it, then sliced it up, and I put that as a topping on a pizza. It was kind of just like that. It was underwhelming. But like I say, if you had like a real pepperoni, jalapeno I think is an underrated pizza topping, especially if you have a fresh jalapeno or like a Fresno chili. Not the pickled ones are good too, but I feel like it works better if you have a regular. I'm so hungry right now. That's why we're talking about is food. I did not eat enough after my speed workout and then lawn mowing. But anyway, so if you have some sliced, fresh, hot pepper, Fresno, jalapeno, either one, pepperoni, and then pineapple, that's a killer combo. That's a great combo. One HP says, not a vegetarian, but vegetarian imitations are starting to get as good as super shoes. Good time to be a running vegetarian. It is a much better time to be a vegetarian, especially a running vegetarian. As long as you don't have a problem with like the Impossible or the Beyond Meat type of products. I know some vegetarians do have a ideological problem with it, or maybe a not philosophical, but I don't know. They have other problems with it, but I have no problem with it. I like that they exist. I think they're tasty and convenient. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good time. I still think that vegan, like the vegan cheeses, are still gross. Yuck. Yeah. Matthias says, my children have been going pretty hard on the grapes this summer. We bought 2 Costco containers at a time, more than once. I don't know how big a Costco container of grapes is, but it's if you got 2 of them at Costco, I'm guessing that's a lot. That's got to be a lot. Martha says a good substitute for pepperoni for making pizza is a turkey jerky. What's that? Whole Foods makes a good one. Has the same taste profile, so a good sub for bacon and pepperoni. I might try that. I think I saw at Walmart. That's my local. What? There's one of everything. I'm in the suburbs now, so there's one of everything, except the Whole Foods. There's no Whole Foods in Crystal Lake. Trader Joe's is also kind of far, so that's kind of weird. But there's everything else. What's going on with my hair today? So I was at Walmart. That's one of the closest ones to us, and they have like Beyond makes a jerky, which I'm like, that's a weird product to make. I mean, I feel like someone's like, oh, you think you're good at making fake meat products? Try jerky. I bet you can't do that. I feel like it's like a spite product. I'll show you. I'll make a fake meat jerky. But yeah, but maybe I'll try that. I don't know. It didn't seem interesting to me at the time, but the idea of maybe putting it up on a pizza, maybe I'll try that. Rainer says, there's a Detroit-style pizza place near me in Portland, and it's interesting how they put the toppings right on the bread and the cheese on top. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, they kind of hide them. It makes it hard to figure out what pizza is what. It depends. Not all Detroit-style pizzas do that, but I've seen it that way. I think I think maybe it's so that way the ingredients get into the bread more rather than sit on top of the cheese. Interesting. Man, I'm so hungry. Ralph Schuster says, I'm also super interested in the Super Blast. Have you had it on foot? I've tried them on, but I haven't had a chance to run in them yet. Mm-hmm. 1HP says, Domino's Pacific Veggie Pizza is my go-to. I'll have to try that. I actually don't know if there's a Domino's bias. I'm imagining that there's probably multiple. We've been going in Crystal Lake. There's a local chain called Papa Severios. The one by us is nice. There's a couple of Indian dudes I think that own it. Nice guys. Pizza's pretty good as far as like Illinois pizza goes. So yeah, and we've been eating that. The kids like it. We've been making a lot of pizza at home. Hillary says, "Poor folks trying to talk shoes in the chat." I know. Well, there's a little bit of everything. But it's like it's what runners need to talk about. Mark says that vegan cheese is the worst. Yeah, and Sean says vegan cheeses never melt right. That's certainly true. I think vegan cheese is interesting for people. I feel like vegan cheese is for people who have never had cheese before. And you're like, you want to know what cheese is like? Try this vegan cheese. And they'll be like, oh, I could see why people like cheese. But if you've had cheese before and someone gave you like a Daya cheese, I think and told you, oh, you won't be able to tell the difference. If someone said that to me, I would be mad. I'd be like, actually, I'd be like, like the Folgers crystals. We replaced the Saturday Night Live version with Chris Farley. We replaced these diners coffee with Folgers crystals to see their reactions. And Chris Farley goes, "You did what?" And he flips the table. That's what would happen if someone was like, "Yeah, I didn't tell you, but I know you're a vegetarian, so we gave you vegan cheese instead of regular cheese like you asked for." I'd be like, "You did what?" Oh, man. All right. Natsuku says, "Hey, Ko, I'm discovering at 215 and 6'5". I'm labeled as a heavy runner, even though I'm skinny. What max cushion shoe would you recommend? 1080 version 12, more version 3. At 6'5", that's like Drew Whitcomb. Drew Whitcomb is 6'6". I think the 1080 version 12 would be more like your easy day shoe, and then the more version 3 would be like your max cushion shoe. I think generally when I think about like taller, heavier runners, I think about like move up one category. So you've got like the very minimal daily trainers, like a Kanbara or like an Atreyu base model, Rebel version 2. Those are the kinds that I think that I bottom out on them. I don't love them except for shorter, faster stuff. Then I've got my regular daily trainers. Then you kind of got like the daily trainers, a little bit of extra, like the Grand Touring versions, like a 1080. I think that like the Nimbus would fall into that category, like those. So then, like I would say, like those would be your daily trainers, and then like the max cushion ones for me would be like your not heaviest shoes, but like a little bit more cushioned. So it's kind of just bump up a category. So for max cushion though, I would probably look towards the thickest, biggest ones, and that's going to be more version 3. That's going to be your Bondis. I know that Drew loves the Super Comp trainer, so that could be another one for you to look at as well. And I know he likes that one. I think his numbers are pretty similar to yours. So Eric says, look at the Glycerin 20 or the Triumph 20 for sure. Yeah, I think the Triumph would be great. I'm excited for the new Glycerin because there's a new foam in it this year, right? But I'm gonna wait because I remember in Texas I saw a Glycerin 20 that was black with knit. I think it was like I don't think it was Gore-Tex, but it was like a thicker knit. I think they were intending it for more of like a winter release. And so I'm going to wait for that one. I know they remember reading, no one talked to me at the Brooks booth. They had like 50 people working there and everyone was like not ignoring me. But that's okay. I'm still going to review the shoes. It's not personal. So, but I remember reading like a little card saying the knit version was going to make it an even heavier shoe. It's already heavy, but I just think it looked really good. So I think I'm going to wait for that one. Ralph Schuster says, I run mostly on the treadmill. I was wondering if the maximum mileage of a shoe is the same as on the road. Are there differences? I would say that the differences aren't huge depending on if what exactly you're running on, like temperatures as well and your individual foot strike. I would think that like it's a little bit easier on the treadmill, on everything, your body, on your shoes. Like I just think that you get a little bit more. It's just a gentler running experience on the body, on everything too. And I think it's because the deck, even ones that are like very rigid, they all kind of move a little bit. So it's taking the cushion of the shoe, which is displacing all the force that's hitting the shoe, and kind of like a mini crumple zone is how I think of cushions. And then you've got a little extra crumple coming from the deflection of the deck on the treadmill. Plus, that rubber mat that you're landing on also provides a minimal amount of additional like cushioning. So, like we were talking with Natsuko about being a taller, heavier runner, you have to like kind of bump up a category. For me on the treadmill, I can bump down a category for shoes that I really like. So, one of my favorite shoes for the treadmill was, what was it? The Zante Pursuit from New Balance. It had crystal rubber on the outsole. That shoe would have been way too hard to. I mean, I ran outside in it too, and it was not a long distance shoe. But on the treadmill, it was fantastic because the treadmill has a little bit of extra softness to it. So you can maybe get a little bit more mileage out of it. I wouldn't say like a boatload more, but yeah, I think a little bit more because it's a gentler surface, in my opinion. Jay from LA, what's going on? Good to see you again. Says, hope you're doing well. Any thoughts on having BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, or protein drinks pre and post long runs? I currently don't drink them at all. I am not a huge pre-workout person, and I am not the most disciplined post-workout person. This summer I've been really bad about it. And I think it's because all the protein drinks that I have right now are the chocolate variety. And I'm just not in the mood for something like clumpy and chocolate when it's hot. I think that if I had the, what I've been missing is, what's the one that I like? It comes in like a lemony flavor and then a black raspberry flavor that I think is gross. I forget. But there's some fruitier ones that have branched chain amino acids in it that I used to drink quite regularly after a run. I like that, mainly because I also do a really bad job of eating enough food after a run too. And so that's kind of where I like it. If you're good about eating, then I don't think that they're all that necessary. But I also don't think that it's going to necessarily hurt you either. It's a good kind of like backstopper. I like to do it afterwards. I think for the most part, for before, I'm not sure that I need them before. I've never really gotten into the habit of it or liked it or felt a difference during the workout or even after the workout if I do pre and post or just pre. So like the pre, I'm not as concerned about. But before a run, I'm more concerned like, did I eat something in the last 20 minutes? Because I don't want to go out completely fasted if I can help it. Sometimes it happens, but I try not to. Subhan Shah says, did you hear about Kieran from Run Testers? He finished his long run along the Danube, 67 days. Yeah, I saw that. I saw I retweeted it today. CNN, I think International, interviewed him right after he finished. And they've been tweeting it out. So, yeah, it's an amazing journey. Really freaking far. So impressive. I reached out to Kieran, so hopefully we'll be able to get a chance to sit down and talk for a little bit too. It's an incredible journey. I have so many questions. So hopefully we'll be able to make that happen. 1HP says, I'm 6 foot 225. Somehow I like everything little Robbie Raccoon likes. I do have unusually narrow / skinny feet for a big guy. I mean, that's the thing. It's not always coming down to height and weight. Because again, like I was saying, that one guy that was commenting about the Endorphin Pro 3 being way too much cushion for him, and he didn't need it because he weighs only 136 pounds, only in air quotes, whatever you want that to mean. That was his word, not mine. And I was like, dude, Jared Ward weighs like the exact same weight as you. And they basically made that shoe for him with his input, so there's a lot more that goes into it than height and weight for running. But yeah, it doesn't always make sense, but it's always good to have that like running, kind of like running buddy that you could just like rely on their experience and be like, I'm probably gonna like the same things that they like. So that's cool. That's awesome. I just was texting him today. I missed him out in Falmouth. It was a lot of fun to see him up there last year. Mika's here. Just back in from a hard threshold run, 20-minute effort, 60 minutes total. Now my ankles hurt like mad. Endo Speed 2s are just too squirrely for me at speed. See, I felt like the Endo Speed 2 actually did a good job of firming up a little bit for those faster workouts, but I know what you mean. This year they put those winglets on, which I was really nervous about the winglets for the Endorphin Speed 3. They didn't really bother me. I didn't think that they created any problem at all. And I think that they made the shoe softer, but it definitely felt squishier, but it didn't feel like it was wobbly. And I'm guessing that the winglet is, that's the winglet at work. So I thought it was going to feel like a stability shoe. I felt like it was going to be like an old Asics Trust Stick system. Remember those? Ugh. Those always made like good shoes bad, but it wasn't too assertive, and I think it worked out. So we had plenty of squish, more squish than I thought that the twos had. But Mika, didn't you just have a threshold? Or was that someone else? I feel like someone just told me about one yesterday that had like another long threshold effort. But I don't know. Good job. 20 minutes is a lot of threshold work. All right, let's do. Oh yeah. This is it. We'll do this and we'll end for today. Is that noon recover right? Yeah, the lemonade one is good. The blackberry lemonade one is gross. Yeah, that's the one that Dr. Josh used for, what did he call it? Blood juice, beet juice, something like that. That was like the main ingredient. It was that was so bad. But yeah, I think I got to order some of those. I'm running low on my stash of food that I ordered from Mukbang, so I'll try to get those performance nutrition field, what do they call them? Field bars, whatever. I'll have to get some of that. I got to get some hammer. I got to get that oxid spray. I got a lot of shopping to do. It's a good thing I didn't buy any shoes today. And I got to get some more of that noon lemonade, because that is a good one. That's tasty. You could drink that in the summer. Like, I mean, let's say it's 28 degrees Celsius or 82 Fahrenheit, as you guys know the conversion. And you just came in from a long session. Do you really want like a thick room temperature vanilla shake or a room temperature like chocolate shake? I'm still trying to finish that Powerade chocolate shake. I think it's Powerade. I don't think it was Gatorade. I think it was Powerade chocolate powder. It's so clumpy. It's the worst product that I think I've ever had. Like trying to finish a product. Ugh, so gross. There's some that I haven't been able to finish at all that I've just thrown away because I didn't like them. Hammer might have been one of them now that I think about it. But just like it gets so clumpy, I feel like I'm chewing it in an awkward way. I just don't feel like eating it or drinking it when it's hot. And if I make it cold, it's going to be even clumpier. Maybe I just need to get it blitzed in the blender with some ice. Maybe I'll go do that. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that. I'm going to go make some smoothies in the blender. Let me go. I think it's a good time. All right, that's a good place to end it for today, guys. There's an actual running question here. Let me do this one first before we go. Mr. Marino says, any good recommendation for someone coming from a zero drop, Ultra Touring 5 and 6, that is looking to branch out into other brands, hitting 30 to 45 miles per week, and I'm worried about developing pain? I think Topo would be the natural one to look at. I personally don't have any experience in Topo shoes, but they are more foot shaped and they tend to have about 4 to 5 millimeter drop. So I feel like that's the natural transition. The other place that I would look is Hoka. Most of their shoes are 4 millimeter drop. They do not have foot shaped lasts though. So like the foot shape is not going to be what you're really used to if you've been running in Torrens. So that'll be something of a little bit of a transition. I would make sure, you go to a running shirt store, try it on. Some of their like easier running shoes, some of them like the Bondi this year, I really like it a size up, and I usually don't like shoes a different size than my normal size. So something you want to do, go to a running store, talk to them about it. Make sure you could try on a couple of different sizes too, just to see which one you like better, because you're coming from a very foot-shaped brand. But that's something that I would look at. Something that compares to like the Torrent, I would say from like Hoka, for example, I would say look at the Clifton is probably the first one that I would look at. Rincon is a little bit more of a speed-oriented shoe than the Clifton is, and then the Bondi is the more relaxed. But that's not exactly like match up with a Torrent, though, does it? Or does it? But those are some that I would look at. All right, I think that's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow's video, that Vertex 2 video, is gonna drop tomorrow. Whether it's done or not, I'm gonna be done with it. So that'll be tomorrow, and then I'll see you guys in the afternoon. It'll be happy hour for Thursday, but I got another cross country meet I gotta drive to, so it'll be recovery beverages for me. So hopefully I'll see you then, same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.